Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
Welcome back to another episode of the Idaho Business Podcast, everyone. Hope you had a fantastic beginning of your first business week of the year. As always, we're sponsored by Dale's Outdoor Advertising. These guys are phenomenal, fantastic people to work with. Rob, they just do so much to help you. They can help you tweak your message if you need some help. But they have traditional and digital billboard space from Pocatello to Blackfoot within Idaho. And if you sign up for a 3-month deal, you will get your installation for free or your first month for free. So obviously, installation on a digital, you're most likely going with the first month for free. So give them a holler. Go talk to Rob and tell them you heard about them on the podcast, and you'll be rocking and rolling, getting ahead of your competition and just getting in front of your clients. That's the big thing. You know, our last episode was about supercharging your sales. This is part of it. You know, if you haven't tried it, try it. And if you've tried it in the past and it didn't work, well, maybe your message was wrong, because it's all about messaging and all about the call to action. If you have something on your billboard that's, you have 10,000 things that twinkle and shine, people don't know what to look at or what to read. They're just confused. But if you have one simple call to action with 6 to 8 words, you've got something. So that's where Rob can come in. Shoot, if you need help, I'll even help you come up with something fun. So give them a holler, call Rob today. So today, guys, I was just thinking, we all have staff or managing employees. What happens when there's drama? I always hear that term, save the drama for your mama. And sometimes we feel that way. So we just want to smack some people around here and there, because you're just like, wow, how have you been adulting for this long? And this is your problem. But obviously, for HR reasons, you can't, just come unglued and say that kind of stuff to them. But how do you handle employees having issues with other employees, or employees or staff members, teammates, whoever you want to call them, not respecting management members or owners? How do you handle that kind of stuff? Do you just kind of sweep it under the rug, thinking it's just going to get better as if you just don't pay attention to it? Or what do you do? Or do you listen to the gossip from this employee, and then about this employee, and then you go and listen to this employee's gossip about this employee, and then you try to stay in the middle and solve it? How do you do it? I'd love to hear your guys' answers on some of the comments. Put some comments, or you come onto the show and tell me, because I'm not the pro at this, but I'm going to tell you what works for me and what's worked for my friends in the business community. But one thing I hate, number one, when it comes to communication and just overall morale of your team, I promise everyone within my organization, I will never communicate in anger via text or email. I think that's a cowardly thing to do. I think that's garbage. So if you have something that you need to talk to a teammate seriously about, that needs to be a phone call or a face-to-face conversation. Now, when it comes to employees bickering about other employees, I don't want to work with this person. I don't want to work with this person. Or, this person doesn't pull her weight. This person, whatever it may be, this, teammate, my ho-hos, you hear it all. You hear all sorts of crazy stuff in the office life and in the work life. So what happens when you have two employees going against each other, and they're making your life hell because all you hear is from this employee, and then you hear from this employee, and you're just like, holy crap, can I ever get to the job that I am actually paid to do? So what's the best way to handle that? Obviously, number one, it's not good to be the person in the middle, to hear this person and then hear this person and then try to help out and be the mediator. No, if we're all adults in this business world, bring their butts in the same room together and say, okay, let's talk this stuff out. You've said this about this person. You said this about this person. Let's talk this out. And if we can't come to a solution, one of you are leaving. So it comes down to, we're all adults. We all want to be treated like adults, but then when it comes time to actually acting like adults, these people don't want to do that. And we've all been there. I'm sure I've been there, well, hopefully not lately, but that's the thing, is that these people, they just want to be heard and they want to bicker and bicker, but they don't really want you to solve their problems. They just want to backbite and gossip. But once you put those people into the same room together, and you're there, and at that point, I think that's a valid, good place for you to be as a mediator. They're both in the room. You're talking to each other, and you're hearing each other out. You put some ground rules in place, saying, "Hey, obviously, we're not going to raise our voices. We're going to tell two sides of the story, and we're going to come to a compromise, or one of us is leaving permanently." That's what it comes down to. So I feel like that has been one of the better ways to handle the office drama and the work life drama. And I just, especially with turnover rates, how it's been recently in the last year, you have a bunch of new people against some of your senior people, and there's, sometimes a power struggle, and you just got to have that open communication, because as soon as one employee thinks that you have the ear of these employees, but then they don't feel like they have the ear of you, then there's going to be more turmoil caused, because they feel like you're not being fair to everyone. So the best way, get them both in the room together. And I need to be better at this. In the past, when it's happened with me, it's worked out better. And sometimes it's hard because you have employees in different locations and stuff like that have qualms with each other. And it's hard, logistically, it's hard to get them together, but maybe it's over a Zoom call or something like that, because we all have that tough guy, tough woman mentality when we're on a chat room, and we can text and we can email about these people or on a phone call. But when we're actually staring face to face with that person, okay, now it's for real. So that's the best way, I feel, to handle those kind of situations. And like I said, I'd love to hear your guys' side of things. I'd love to hear, some more of these HR professionals put their 2 cents in, because I'm not the professional in this world. I just don't like the BS. I don't like the drama. And I really feel like it comes back down to your job postings too, and your application process. We really call it out in our job posting. If you're someone who doesn't need someone to look over their shoulder to do the right job every time, this is an opportunity for you. If you're someone who brings the drama to work and blah, 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 and can't get along with others, and we're funny about it because we're using our core values, this is not an opportunity for you. So it's huge to just call out those kind of behaviors that you don't want, and call out the behaviors you do want. So people know right off the bat, like, freak, this company is the kind of company I want to be with. Or, hey, obviously I don't identify with these core values. I like to cheat and steal, and I like to be unhappy when I go to work. So obviously this company's not for me, because they're happy. They like to enjoy what they're doing, and they like to have fun with each other. So it all starts, we've talked about this before, from your very first interaction with this potential employee, and how that funnel is set up. Your hiring funnel is set up to all the way to hiring. Because if it's not matching the mold from your job post all the way through training, through everything else, they're going to feel like they've been bamboozled, and they're going to think that this company is not for real. And then they feel like they don't take you for real. But if you can match that same positivity and sense of humor and fun, if you are that type of person that has those kind of core values, like myself, all the way through everything, like the hiring, the interview process, the training to starting with, without your trainer, all that kind of stuff is fun to them. And they see, wow, this is different from other companies I've been with. Then you got someone who's more invested, and then you see this is the mold for this company. And we don't backbite in this company. We don't do this kind of stuff. They don't put up with that stuff. You'll see how quickly it can change. So I've just come up with some situations in my company that I'm like, okay, I've got to start this back up again, because there's been some backbiting here and there, some gossip between teammates and employees that needs to stop. So figure this was good time to talk about the subject, because everyone has teammates they're working with, everyone has employees they're over, and none of us like to deal with the BS. So I think this is a good topic to talk about today. So if you have good input on this topic, go to the idahobusinesspodcast.com, sign yourself up for an episode, and I would love to talk more about this, because I want all the good ideas I can get for myself, obviously, and then I'm sure our listeners would love to get more and more ideas to benefit them and their companies. So before we close, we're always sponsored by New Clean Commercial Cleaning, my business. And if you go to the newclean.com and sign up for Janitorial Solution Huddle and mention that you heard about us on the podcast, we will give you 2 restrooms in your offices, your tile and grout clean for free. Even without signing up for our janitorial services or anything else, that's the offer for the podcast. So you guys have a fantastic day. You go out and be triumphant and dominate your week, stay positive, and have that attitude of gratitude. Until then, adios and see you next time.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.